Hi, and welcome to this episode of the Wedx series, the series of seminars that are designed to be short in nature but great in information to help you build your wedding businesses. Today we're going to talk about the myth of the high-end bride. My name is Rick Brewer. I'm from Get More Brides. And since I've been in the wedding industry, that seems to be a general theme that's been going on in the wedding industry, where wedding vendors are promised uh, um, to learn how to get more high-end brides, or maybe come to the place where there are high-end brides, or be where all the high-end brides go, which ends up to be wishful thinking, or what I describe as bovine scatology. Now, if you're not sure about what bovine scatology is, perhaps look at the initials. And here's the reason why is if they can do that, then how do they functionally do it? Because as somebody who's sold advertising, I have not been able to figure out how to go out and just gather just high-end brides. Do we ask them for their W-2 so we can prove income? Do we look at the reception venues where they are holding their weddings at? Or maybe we just advertise to the high-end parts of town, the very expensive places to live. Well, one thing I've found is if they've got money, they don't want to just give it away for no reason. And then sometimes, even with the reception venues, if they've already spent all their money there, then it's going to be hard to come up with other things. Studies show, and these are studies that of 1,000 brides surveyed, they said that typically these are the order in which they buy the items for their wedding. First, they go to the dress or the venue. Secondary to that, then they're going to look at typically the photography, DJ, cake, officiant, flowers, planner, honeymoon, and then the third thing that they're going to buy, the last thing that they're going to buy is tuxedos, videos, and limos. So you can see that most of us, if we fall underneath the venue, then we're going to be subjected to how much they spend there, especially if they spend it at the high-end place. Now, here's the good news, is that in every category, there are brides who will buy what you want to sell at the price that you want to sell it at. These brides are what I call the high priority brides. And rather than look for the high end brides, I want you to look for the high priority brides, because in any given wedding, every bride is different, that she's going to have a priority for different things that she wants, likes, or cherishes more. For example, have you ever had a bride who spent an unreasonable amount on something else like flowers or photos that to you seemed that was unreasonable? Those were a high-end bride, or a high-priority bride rather, in that category. Or perhaps they bought your most expensive package to spend less money on someone else. They were a high-priority bride for you. And you've also had those brides who came in and they said, I've only got so much of a budget to spend on my whatever it is that you sell. And then they spend a lot more and went way over the budget that she said she had. See, the fact is that she determined that she wanted to spend more money because she saw the importance of what you sell at the level of which you're selling it, typically because she met with you. So what priority also might look like, let me share a different example outside of our world. If you walked outside and you had a flat tire, but you didn't have any money coming in for the next 2 weeks, does that mean that you would park your car for 2 weeks? You would drive on your little tiny donut spare tire for 2 weeks? Or would you figure out a way to get your tire fixed now, even though you didn't have the money to do it? Typically, we'd all find a way to make it happen now. And that's what brides are doing. They realize that this is a once-in-a-lifetime day of their life, that they are going to have the dream event, and they're going to figure out a way to get what matters to them. Now, conversely, if they don't have priority for what you sell, it's going to be hard to convince them to spend the money. So maybe her priority was a DJ, a florist, and an open bar. That she wanted to just have a rockin' party, and she just has always loved flowers. So then she had to change her mind on going cheap on flowers, or a photographer rather, on the gown or the planner. Or maybe she really, really wanted that Cinderella look, the ball and gown. And then she ended up going cheap on limo, the liquor, or the cake. Those are just examples. You never know, because like I said, every bride is different and they all have their own priorities. So based on that, my suggestion is that you meet with as many brides as you can. Now think about this. If you had an extra 30 appointments, how many of them do you think you would potentially close that would eventually sign a contract with them? As I go around the country and speak, I'll have some people say, well, I'd close 30 out of 30. I have other people say, well, I might close 10 out of 30. Let's pretend that you're just 50%, that some you hit, some you don't. Out of those 50%, that would mean 15 extra brides on your books. So it seems to me, rather than searching for the high end that are going to buy your high packages, which we all want, let's just get more brides in that will buy from you and then try to educate them more on why perhaps your high packages are better. Again, my advice, get her to the appointment. Secondary to that, don't try to pre-qualify, because you never know when she might have a low budget over the phone, but then she gets to the appointment and that budget increases because she sees the importance. She falls in love with what you do, etc. Develop or implement a sales system. If you don't already have one, I want one that's written down, and preferably one that's handwritten. If you handwrite it, it becomes much more personal, and then you're going to go ahead and you can improve upon it from there. Search for the brides who are going to be a great match for what you sell. There's perfect brides, and more than enough of them in every one of our cities that would be great for what you do. And then be a consultant. Don't be a salesperson. Salespeople are a big turnoff, and they shut down the trust process, but consulting with them will help them. Be an expert as well, and as well be honest about everything. If you can't do what they're looking for, you got to tell them, and you got to tell them now. It might lose the sale, but you'll gain a trusted friend on that, to where I've seen where they'll refer you out later on. Some takeaways from today. Don't focus on the high-end brides. I want you to focus on the high-priority brides. I want you to take every appointment you can, unless you're just so overwhelmed with appointments that you can't handle anymore. You'll probably close some more of those, so take as many appointments as you can. Then I want you to find out at that appointment what their priority is. Don't prejudge them. Just educate them and firm up your sales process to where you can go ahead and you can get them to what matters to them, to where they can make an educated decision, and it's not just on price. And then the brides are out there. So I want you to tune up your marketing to where you can get more appointments. Get your phone to ring more, and then get more appointments in the chairs in front of you. You'll close more deals. So one thing that you might consider to help you is something that I designed. It's called the Wedding Mastermind Kit, which is a series of all my CDs that I sell to help you build your wedding businesses. Now, I started out with 3 CDs, the Get More Brides business kit, that are all about marketing, Sell More Brides, which is about selling, and then Bridal Show Success Secrets, because so many people were not being successful at the bridal shows when they should absolutely be successful at bridal shows. And I sold that all day long for $99, never had a complaint, and never had anybody not satisfied with it. And through the years, and I've been doing this for many years now, I've created many more products that would help you in your business, and is specific to weddings. To where we have a whole library of information, of recorded seminars, of recorded teleconferences that will help you build your business in different ways. In fact, one of my most popular CDs was a recent one from a couple of years ago called Getting on the Preferred Vendors List, which is still perhaps my most popular CD of all the ones I sell. And then I just recently released the Overcoming the What's Your Price Bride, which we've all had those brides come in who will start out with the hi, are you available, and what's your price. This will help you to get past that question, to get to the meat of the matter of what really matters to them, to find out, again, if you are a match. So going back, if you're looking for the ideas that will help you with the marketing that will make your phone ring more, and with the sales techniques that will help you be a better consultant and get them in the chair in front of you, and then get more contracts because you've determined that you are a match with more of them, then this is a great set for you. Normally, if you bought these separately, you can spend $640, or purchase them online as packages, then it's $437. Today and today only, I'm selling it for $99 for the complete set. Now, if you have any questions about that, you're welcome to email me, or just click on the button below here and you'll see that button. You'll be able to see more information about it. This is a physical product that will actually be mailed to you, but as a bonus, I'm going to go ahead and connect you with 3 downloadable CDs that will include one more CD that's not pictured up there. It's called the Turbocharge Your Leads, which you get this big list of leads, or you get leads coming in through your website, through inquiries or what have you. It will tell you how to better handle them to where you can push the bride along in the process. This is a very fair deal that I want you to take me up on. And you may be wondering, why is it so inexpensive? You've got all this information. Well, simple, because I want you to try out what I'm talking about and then see if it's a match for you, because I'd like to work with you one-on-one in a consulting role. But this gives you a chance to try it out. I guarantee everything that I sell. If you don't like it, if it doesn't fit who you are, then get a hold of me. We'll make it right. But again, this will give you some great information to help you tune up where you're at and improve your wedding business. Thanks again for joining us on the Wedx series. Please tell your friends about it. We'd like to get more people joining us on here as always, and help more wedding businesses. Thanks again, and I hope that your wedding business is thriving.